So I was just watching a football game, a National Football League football game. And in that game, Drew Brees, who's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all times, set two amazing records. One was a record for the most touchdown passes of any quarterback in the history of the league. So this is over his entire career. And Drew is actually 40 years old now. So he's been playing in the NFL since, I don't know, probably 22 or 23 years old. So he's had a long, lengthy career and an incredible excellence over that career. And he set this record for the most touchdown passes ever. And in the same game, he also set another record. And that was a record for the highest completion percentage of his forward passes in the for a single game in the history of the NFL. So I think it was 29 out of 30 passes that he threw that were complete. Now, whether you're a football fan or not, you don't need to understand that. You just need to understand that the National Football League has been around for 100 years. And right now there's about 30 teams and they play 16 games per year. So there's a lot of games that have been played over the years. And of all the games in the last 100 years, no one has completed as high a percentage of passes as Drew Brees completed in this game. 29 out of 30. Absolutely remarkable. So this is the cool thing about this. And I just a caveat, I'm not the biggest football fan in the world. I'm not the biggest spectator sports fan in the world. In general, my favorite sport is one that I'm participating in. In other words, I'd rather be out there doing stuff than watching it. But occasionally I like watching sports. And one of them is football. And one of the things I love about it is you're watching people who are truly excellent at what they do. And I love to study people that are just truly excellent. I love the idea of human excellence and finding the people that are doing extraordinary things and then trying to figure out how they're doing those things. So this was the interesting thing, is that Drew Brees, when they were interviewing him after this game, was like, congratulations, you set this amazing record of the most touchdown passes over your entire career. You've been chasing after this for a long time. It's amazing. And they got a reaction. And they asked him about his record, that single game record of 29 out of 30 passes. And he was very self-effacing. He talked about his team and all the contributions and how he couldn't do it alone. But one of the things he said was, yeah, and I missed that one pass. And it was like I didn't set my feet right. I didn't get the fundamentals right on that one. It was a really easy pass, and I just blew it. And I just had to think, here's this guy who is clearly one of the best of all time. He's had this incredible career over a very lengthy time. He's having an incredible season at an age when it's very rare for someone to still be playing in the National Football League at his age. Not to mention the fact that he's completely excelling at his age. And he set this amazing record of 29 out of 30 passes, and he's lamenting that one pass that he missed. And that's the mind of a champion, because he wasn't beating himself up about it. It wasn't like he was taking plenty of joy in both records that he set that day. And during this interview, he was this huge smile and was joking around. But even in the midst of that, he's like, I didn't get that one pass right because I didn't set my feet right. Like I've learned to do probably hundreds of thousands of times in his career as he's gone back and thrown a pass. Maybe millions, who knows? That he just didn't get the fundamentals right and missed that one pass. And so that got me, it brought me into researching a little bit more. And they went back in early in his career, he had a torn rotator cuff. He had a shoulder injury, which is not a good injury for a quarterback who makes his career by throwing the ball. And at that point, he was given this diagnosis. Well, it looks pretty grim. It doesn't look good. It's going to take 2 years for you to be back to normal. And it's going to take you 4 weeks to even be able to move around. And he said at that point, he's like, 4 weeks? No, I'm going to do this in 3 weeks. So he's all about taking those big goals and chunking them down and just getting that next goal accomplished. So a couple of lessons from Drew Brees. It's like, celebrate those wins, but remember to look at those, how you can get better, even if you're 29 out of 30. And then take those big goals and break them down into smaller, achievable goals. And when someone tells you you can't do something, then prove them wrong. So I'm Jeff Walker. Wherever you're watching this, scroll down, leave a comment for me, and let's go get them this week.